better daily, where we work hard in our minds, bodies, and our spirits to become 1% better every single day. Download the app and join our Betterment family at betterdaily.live to catch the video version of these podcasts. Here's your host and my dad, Alex Van Houten.
What is up, Betterment family? This is Alex Van Houten in Better Daily Live. Happy Friday. It's Flex Friday, and Flex Friday is the day that I go live in our Betterment community and walk through an exercise concept or exercise movement that will help you on your 1% better journey. And today we're talking about the TRX. This little bad boy right here is actually one of the least expensive and most useful things that I've included in my garage gym. And I've used it as part of working with clients for over 15 years. And the TRX is so versatile and so helpful for growing back muscles, for training your core, for training your legs, for regressing movements, that I recommend it on a regular basis. And so today, I figured as I go through the next couple months in Flex Friday, I would teach you how to use the TRX and do different movements. So today you can consider this an intro to the TRX. So first, the TRX as an apparatus is really not that complicated. It is literally a strap that is anchored to the wall. Now, TRX actually has a few different anchors that come with it. You can actually place it in the frame of the door so you can shut a door. I'd recommend doing it relatively close to the hinges, but you can shut a door and use the TRX on a door in your house. This is what I used to do when I did house calls with clients, is I'd bring my TRX to their house and shut a TRX on the anchor door, and then we had a nifty apparatus that, they didn't have to have other equipment for and stuff. These usually run somewhere between $89 and $140 plus or minus, depending on what ads you get with it. So it's a relatively inexpensive piece of equipment for everything that you can do with it. Now you're like, okay, well, how's this little strap thing going to help me get in shape? Well, I'm going to show you a couple exercises today, and I'll walk through those in greater detail with regressions or progressions over the next few weeks. But just to get an idea and help you to understand when it comes to working out at home, or even if you're in the gym, it's really easy to do pressing exercises. And it's generally easy to do exercises with your legs, like lunges and squats. They don't really require much equipment. You can use a little dumbbell or maybe a barbell to kind of weight you against gravity, right? What's really hard to exercise effectively is what we call our posterior chain. That is our back, the muscles from our neck all the way down to the back of the knees, all those muscles that are connected back there, the hamstrings, the glutes, the erector spinae, the rhomboids, the trapezius muscles, the lats. Those are very difficult muscles to target well because it requires you to be able to pull against something, and to pull against something that's not going to give out, right? And that is why TRX is so effective and helpful. Now, a pull-up bar in a home gym, as you can see behind me, is a really effective apparatus for this as well. Really good pulling movements, but not many of the clients that I've worked with over the past 16 years can just knock out pull-ups on a regular basis to train their posterior chain. And the TRX creates a lot of versatility to that. So a couple weeks ago in December, I showed you a TRX row, right? Just like this. It's an exercise where I'm holding against the TRX, I'm squeezing my shoulder blades behind me, I'm coming down like this, and then I'm squeezing my shoulder blades behind me again, right? And what's cool about the TRX is if this is too hard, I can just walk back a little bit, and now there's a lot less weight on my row. That was simple. Or if this is too easy, I can come all the way down here. Oh, snap. Now it's getting real. And that's a very difficult version of the row, right? So just notice in that simple exercise, simple demonstration, the TRX allows you to adjust your movement during the set, which is a really effective and powerful thing. Because let's say I have a client doing TRX rows for 2 sets of 20. And we start out a little overzealous. We're a little too close to the wall. And so we start pulling against the TRX, and we only get to like 5, and their muscles are already kind of tired and they're shaking. It's like, hey, just take a couple steps back. Great. Now let's continue our set. We don't have to stop. Right? And that's one of the sins of TRX. I'm going to cover 3 this morning. One of the sins of TRX training is stopping. You don't want to stop in the middle of your set. TRX can be a really powerful apparatus for training endurance in your posterior chain. One of the ways you mess up endurance is by stopping your set. So when you're working with TRX, one of the things you want to do in your set is if it's too difficult and you can't complete your reps, or if you're doing a timed exercise, so for instance, you're doing 30 seconds of a TRX row and we're going nice and smooth, right? We don't want to stop. We just keep going. And if the muscles are like, hey, we're not going to be able to keep going, you can go, hey, that's okay. I'm on a TRX. I can adjust mid-set and make this a little bit easier. We want to keep constant tension on those muscle groups, right? So that's one of the sins of TRX. The second sin of TRX you have to watch out for is slack. With TRX training, what you don't want to do is be whipping your TRX against your anchor. And that's not because you're going to damage the TRX necessarily. These things can hold a lot of weight, and they've held up for years under brutal punishment and all kinds of different in fact, a lot of people don't know this, but the Navy SEALs actually designed this training system. It's really simple. It's got Navy SEAL written all over it. Simple, effective, very lightweight, so you can carry it wherever you go, right? So slack is the second sin of TRX training, and that is to say, we don't want to be, it would be the equivalent of slamming your weights in the gym if you have like a cable machine or something, and you're like, all right, I pressed, Why is that? Well, the slack in the TRX is an indication that you are not keeping the tension in your muscles, right? So I'll show you another exercise. This is called a TRX. Let's do something more fun. TRX tricep extension. TRX tricep extension looks like this, right? So I'm facing away from the wall, away from my anchor point. I've got my arms out in front of me. My arms are almost as if they're on a tabletop. And what I'm going to do is bend in the elbows like this and flex my triceps. Boom, just like that. Bend in the elbows and flex my triceps. If this is too hard, I can take a couple steps forward and there's a lot less weight on me now. And if it's too easy, I can take a couple steps backward and challenge those triceps more intensely, right? But what you'll notice is I'm keeping tension on this TRX the whole time. There's no slack in it, right? So if I were to do this, come down, up, slack, down, up, slack, then what's happening is during that time where there's slack, is I'm actually not letting my triceps do all of the work. I'm not keeping tension in my muscles. So if there's slack in your TRX, you're not keeping tension in the muscles, right? We don't want that. We want to keep tension in the muscles the whole time, and that's what makes the exercise effective. So we've got the sin of slack, and we've got the sin of stopping. We don't want to do either of those things. The third sin of TRX is cinch. That is to say, to cinch your core. And yes, I made these start with S on purpose. Cinch your core. You don't want to loose core when you're doing TRX training. One of the things you'll notice when you start playing with TRX training is this not only challenges your posterior chain, but it also challenges your ability to balance, right? Because it's anchored right here. You could go left or right or get really wobbly with it. And that's not the point of TRX. The point is to keep everything stable and in control. And we want to cinch our core, right? So if we get our core really relaxed, we're cinching in our TRX exercise. So I'll show you another exercise. It's called a TRX squat. So TRX squat, I'm going to keep my core nice and engaged. I'm going to split my legs shoulder width apart. I'm going to use my TRX and my arms to be an anchor for me with my core nice and engaged. And here I go. I'm coming down. I'm keeping my core cinched strong. My arms can help a little bit, but most of the work's being done in my legs. And then I'm standing up nice and strong with a cinched core. Just like this. Down nice and strong. Cinched core. You're like, oh, that's easy. It's a squat. It's supported, right? Well, let's take that cinch thing a little bit further. Let's put those arms overhead and perform the same exercise. Squat, 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 squat with a cinched core. And up. See, I'm not sitting in my TRX. I'm not stopping. I got no slack. My core is cinched. This is a really difficult exercise. I hope that gives you a snapshot of what we'll be doing with regard to the TRX over the next couple weeks. Such a powerful, such a simple system that we can use to train our posterior chain and give us a way to pull against gravity. If you don't have access to the gym, in my world, this is one of the very first things to add to your repertoire at home. A couple dumbbells, a mat, and a TRX, in my book, is a wonderful, wonderful gym under $300. But even if you do have access to the gym, the TRX gives you something that many of the machines can't give you, and many of those heavyweights can't give you either. So I'm looking forward to diving into this with you over the next couple weeks on Flex Fridays. This has been Coach Alex Van Houten on Flex Friday in Better Daily Live. Until Mindset Monday, it's just 1%. You got this.
Thank you for joining us for your 1% Better today. Don't forget to subscribe for the podcast. Leave us a raving review to tell others how Better Daily has helped you in your journey. If you want more Better Daily, download our app and join our Betterment family at betterdaily.live. Use code POD to get 25% off your subscription. That's POD, all caps, to save 25% on your subscription. We all have a cross to carry. It's later when we do it together. Go to betterdaily.live today.